Okay, we're live. We're live. Looks like we are live. Gotta share this to Discord. Share this to the Discord. We are live. Yo. What's up? What is good? Today's show is going to be a good one, boys. I promise you. What's going on? Let me get this this pop-out chat a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger here. There we go. We'll put this one right there. This is going to be a good one. I'm really excited. We live. What up? What's up? Let me make sure the Discord boys can see us. Let me see what OBS is doing. That's not OBS. This is OBS. We're good. Yeah, we're on there. All right, sweet. What's going on, everybody? What's up? Welcome to episode 2 of YAMMIE NOOB Live. It says no snack ramen hoodie. Dude, I got to do it to you. 2023 is the year where I lean back more into the stupid meme energy that I've had pent up for years now. I think y'all forgot how stupid I can get on YouTube. I want to make more silly shit because that's what I'm good at. So expect more silly things. We're filming a music video tomorrow that's going to go live next week. That's going to be hopefully just absolutely epic. So I'm excited. Got a lot of people in the chat. What's up, everybody? It says stupid is good. Thank you so much. I have a fun idea to do some dumb stuff with scooters. Y'all let me know, do you like scooter content? Because I feel like scooter content can hit either super hard or super not so hard. So it really depends. Yeah, I just don't know. Like I want to do more scooter stuff, but I also don't want to invest 10 or 12 videos into this, and then it's like nobody cares about scooter stuff. But we'll try it. Bad Assler, one of our tried and true Discord members there, says 100% here for the dumb shit. Y'all will really like hearing this, so I have an inkling, okay? I have this idea, and I'll get into we have some fun stuff planned for today's show, by the way, but I wanted to this is kind of like my loose time before the 4:30 start time. I want to get for our next modern classic a Honda Trail 125. I know, it's kind of like a dumb, silly, goofy bike, but that truly fits the bill for a modern classic, right? It's an old 70s Honda Trail bike. They've remade it with the Grom engine. That's pretty good, honestly. Like, that's pretty sweet. So I think I want to get a Trail 125 and do that as our next modern classic giveaway. I think that'd be a ton of fun. Badassler says Bergman Off-Road Series. I like the sound of that. I gotta ride one of those just for the memes, really. But it's tough. Ivilo says, I like your studio. Nice design. Thank you so much. Most of this stuff is from the old YAMMIE NOOB HQ, but now exists in this one room by itself. But yeah, I actually really like this space too. So scooter content is good. I appreciate that. The chat is livid right now. The chat is alive, not livid. The chat is vibing. I love it. All right, let me tell y'all what we're doing today. Okay, so we have 3 segments again for today's show. I'm going to be on here for about an hour. Don't worry, we're doing a nice open Q&A where I'm going to hang out with you guys for sure. But the first thing we're doing, I think you guys will like this, I have ChatGPT open here on my machine, and I'm going to ask it beginner rider questions, and we're going to see what it tells me back. I'm really curious to see what ChatGPT is going to tell me about starting on a Hayabusa, about what bike's the best bike, and I'll also get feedback from you guys if you want me to, ask it any silly questions, and we'll ask it further leading questions too. So we're gonna have some fun with the AI today, and then next up after that is gonna be the Q&A. So I've got the Discord boys all loaded up. They've asked me a bunch of questions. I'm going to be answering them to the best of my abilities. If we run out of Discord questions, I will jump over to YouTube and answer some questions from over there. But if you want to sign up for the Discord, best way to do that is go over to YAMMIENOOB.co. Become a member. You will not regret it. I promise you. The Discord is a ton of fun. We do a bunch of cool stuff on there. I really, really love everything we do on the Discord. There's great memes, good people, good vibes, good bikes. It's a ton of fun. Super helpful, too. People are always willing to jump in and help out. So if you've been on the fence, you're thinking about joining, join up, because then I'll answer your questions on stream. We can hang out. We can do all the cool stuff. That's my spiel for today. Last place for today in the third place segment, we're going to be talking about news from Royal Enfield. There's a liquid-cooled bike that apparently there were some spy shots, where I'm really curious about. And I'll also tell you guys what my favorite bikes were for 2022. So I've got my 3 top bikes that I rode in 2022. Number 1 may surprise you. I don't mean to do that classic BuzzFeed, listicle, like grabby kind of thing. But yeah, number 1 may surprise you a little bit. So without further ado, let's jump in, shall we? Let me get this in picture-in-picture mode. Make sure we're good with OBS. Looks like we are. We're a little messy here, though, because I may have to make the chat bigger here. There we go. Okay, we got the chat open on ChatGPT, and we're going to ask it some questions, boys. I got to pull up the... Okay, I got to make just smaller. Let's make this a little bit smaller for chat. Okay, there we go. Chat is hanging out here, and we should be good to go. Okay. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, oh my God, chat goes away if I do that. Can I pin this? This is me learning how to use computer. All right, screw it. I'm sorry. I won't be able to see chat. I'm so sorry. I will join back on the chat. But okay, we're just gonna look at ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is an AI that you can ask it basically any text-based question, and it'll try its best to answer it. It's changing all the time. I jump in on this every other week or so. I just kind of play around with it, and the answers are getting different. I actually had it when I first logged in, just for fun. I was like, oh, make a YAMMIE Noob list video script about a Gixxer 1000. And it actually did it. It produced like a reasonably good YAMMIE Noob script where I was like, whoa, this is wild. I can't believe that it just did that. But now it won't do it. It says that it's not ethical to do that. Excuse me. So let's ask it a beginner question, shall we? Let's see. All right, let's see. What is the best beginner motorcycle to get? So this is a question I get all the time, and so now hopefully AI can answer it for you. So let's see. All right, it says there are a lot of good beginner motorcycles out there, and the best one for you will depend on your individual needs or preferences. Here are a few things to consider when choosing a beginner motorcycle. Engine size, 250cc or smaller is generally better for beginners. That is easier to handle and control. All right, boys. So don't get any Ninja 400s, R3s. I don't want to see anything more than a 250. It says weight. Lighter motorcycles also easier to handle and control, especially when stopping or making turns. Okay. Seat height. You should be able to comfortably reach the ground with both feet while seated on the motorcycle. This will give you more stability and control. And then the riding style. It says some popular beginner motorcycles include the Honda CBR 300, the Yamaha YZF-R3, and the Suzuki SV650. Kawasaki denied from the AI. The AI does not recommend Kawasaki. It wants Honda, Yamaha, and Suzuki. Kawasaki excluded from the list. So it's a good idea to test ride a few different motorcycles to see which one feels the most comfortable and manageable for you. So what I want to do is, I swear, I want to just copy this. And what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to do this in real time. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go over to Discord. I'm going to put this in main chat. Okay. This is now, I'm going to pin this in Discord. This is now my, oh, I can't pin the message. You may have hit the limit of 50 pins in main. Ah, oh, bummer. Okay, can I unpin something? Okay, there are some really good pins on here. All right, I'm going to unpin this frog. Sorry, frog. Unpin the frog. And then we're going to pin this right here. Pin that. Boom. There we go. Okay. Now, if anyone ever asks me anything in Discord about what the best beginner bike is, I'm just going to go to this pin. So thank you very much, ChatGPT. You have helped me out here. Now, let's ask it the real question. Can I start on a 600cc motorcycle? Question mark. I know a lot of you out there are wondering, can we do this? It is generally not recommended for beginners to start on a motorcycle with 600cc engine or larger, as these bikes can be more powerful and more difficult to control than smaller, lower displacement motorcycles. It says if you're a complete novice, it's generally best to start with a smaller bike, 250cc or smaller. Don't at me with the 300cc's. You can only get 250cc or smaller. And then here we go. Oh, it's nuanced. That being said, everyone is different, and some people may feel comfortable starting on a 600cc motorcycle right away. If you do, no, don't do this, ChatGPT. Don't tell people they could start on a 600. If you do decide to start on a larger motorcycle, it is important to be extra cautious and make sure you're comfortable with the bike's controls and handling before riding at higher speeds. It's a good idea to take a motorcycle training course, as will give you the opportunity to learn from experienced instructors and practice riding in a controlled environment. You know, that's a weirdly, it must be because it's pulling information from the entire internet, obviously, or whatever. I don't know what the training database that it's using is, but it has to be kind of nuanced. Let's ask it maybe, instead of can I start on a 600cc motorcycle, what is the best 600cc motorcycle? I know a lot of you squids out there asking this question. Let's see. It is difficult to say definitively what the best 600cc motorcycle is, as different people have different needs and preferences when it comes to motorcycles. Some popular bikes are, Gixxer 6, CBR, R6, ZX6. It's important to keep in mind that a motorcycle is well suited for one person may not be the best choice for another. Good idea to test ride a few bikes, see which more comfortable and manageable. You know, it's kind of just like pretty boilerplate, honestly. It's pretty funny what it's doing here. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like it's trying its best to be as like most like boilerplate as possible. What other? Oh, here we go. How do I do really good wheelies on my motorcycle? Okay, it says doing wheelies on a motorcycle is a dangerous maneuver that should only be attempted by experienced riders who have proper training and safety equipment. Wow, what the hell did I even say? Equipment? Proper training and safety equipment. Additionally, it is important to note that performing wheelies on public roads is illegal. All right, it says get a good sturdy motorcycle, a bike with a good power to weight ratio. Practice your balance. Being able to balance the motorcycle on the rear wheel is the key to a good wheelie. Boys, if that ain't the freaking truth right there, if you want to do a good wheelie, you need to be able to balance the motorcycle on the rear wheel. That is the key to a good wheelie. And you want to be on that rear wheel and balancing. That's the big thing. Use the throttle. To initiate a wheelie, you'll need a sudden burst of throttle to lift the front wheel off the ground. It may take a few tries to get the right amount of throttle. That, not if you're starting on a 250cc or less motorcycle. You can whack the throttle all day as much as you want. It will not happen. You're going to have to push your weight further back, float the clutch, do something. It's not going to work. Use the rear brake. It says if you need to bring the front wheel back down, you can use the rear brake to bring the bike back to a normal riding position. Again, it is important to stress that doing wheelies is a very advanced riding technique and should only be attempted by experienced riders with the proper training equipment and safety equipment. It's also illegal on public roads in many areas. ChatGPT really covering its bases here, making sure that you guys are not going to get yourselves into trouble. I love that. What else can I ask this thing? Is the Hayabusa the best motorcycle ever made? Whoops. It says, the Suzuki Hayabusa is a highly respected motorcycle that is known for its impressive speed and performance. However, it's subjective to say whether it is the best motorcycle ever made, as different people have different opinions on what makes the motorcycle the best. Some people may prefer a bike that's more comfortable or practical. And then it's just giving me specs on the Hayabusa. It says, ultimately, whether the Hayabusa is the best bike ever made is a matter of personal opinion. It's a highly capable bike, well regarded by many riders, but it may not be the best choice for everyone. I swear, I feel like if you guys... I might put myself out of a job here, but if you do have beginner rider questions, this is a fairly good tool to like use to figure things out. What else can we ask this thing that's motorcycle related that isn't just like, what do I get? Let's think. Why is motorcycle riding so popular? Here we go. There are many reasons why motorcycle riding is popular. Enjoy the freedom and adventure. Others enjoy the thrill and the feeling of the wind in their face. Motorcycles are more fuel efficient. Motorcycles are easier to maneuver and can be more fun, more affordable to purchase, have a strong culture and community. All right, ChatGPT is a real biker among us. I love it. All right, let's see what's going on with chat here. This is quite a lot. I don't know if I can read all this. This is quite a bit here. Okay, let's see what else we can ask ChatGPT. We're doing AI motorcycle assisted stream here because clearly I'm not entertaining enough by myself. I need to have some sort of AI helping me with this sort of thing. What else can we ask the chat here? ChatGPT, what else can we ask you? The oracle of motorcycle riding. Perhaps tell me, okay, write a limerick about the Suzuki Hayabusa. All right, so ChatGPT wrote a limerick about a Hayabusa. It says, there once was a motorcycle called Hayabusa, whose speed was quite something to fussa. It could go so fast, it left all the rest in the dust without any fussa. That is a absolute garbage tier limerick. I'm not going to lie. Let's do something easier. Let's do write a haiku about doing wheelies on a motorcycle. No, that's going to be too short. Write a poem about doing wheelies on a motorcycle with Valentino Rossi. Here we go. Riding through the streets with Rossi on a bike, doing wheelies, feeling alive, the wind in our hair, the sun on our face as we race through the city at an amazing pace. We lean into the turns, our tires squealing, the world of a blur, our hearts full of feeling. We push the limits, our tires spinning fast as we pull off the perfect wheelie at last. It's a rush like no other, a moment of pure bliss as we ride through the city, our hearts full of this. The roar of the engine, the feel of the ride, it's a feeling we can't get enough of. It's pure joy inside. So we ride on, Rossi and I, doing wheelies until the day we die. It's a love that can't be tamed. It's a passion that burns. As we ride through the city, our spirits free to turn. Wow, there we go. Now that's a good one. I'm going to share that to Discord in case they're not on the stream because that is pure magic right there. That's beautiful. I love it. Okay. I want to do it again. So this time, write me a poem. Oh, write a poem about eating spaghetti with Valentino Rossi. Write a poem about eating spaghetti with Valentino. Let's do pizza. Write a poem about eating pizza with Valentino Rossi. Okay, here we go. So there's nothing like eating pizza with Rossi. It's a moment that I'll always cherish. I must confess-y. We sit at the table, the pie in the center, our mouths watering, our hunger a fierce tender. We grab a slice. This reads like fanfic. This reads like erotic fanfic. We grab a slice, the cheese stretching high, the aroma filling the air. It's almost too much to bear. Whoa, we're getting hot and heavy here. We take a bite, the flavors all blend. It's a moment of pure bliss. It's a feeling I can't fend. We chat and laugh, our spirits free as we eat the best pizza in history. Wow, that's pretty good. It's a moment that I'll always hold dear. Eating pizza with Rossi, it's a memory I'll always hold near. Okay, that one was not as good. The other one was much better. Okay. How about write a funny email about ramen noodles to Valentino Rossi. Dear Valentino, I hope this email finds you well. I just wanted to reach out and tell you about this amazing new discovery I made the other day. You know how much I love my motorcycle and everything about it, right? Well, it turns out there's this thing called ramen noodles. They are the perfect fuel for a long day of riding. I know, it sounds crazy, but hear me out. These noodles are cheap, easy to find, and come in all sorts of flavors. Plus, they're super lightweight and easy to carry around, which makes them perfect for when you're on the go. So the next time you're out riding and feeling a little peckish, just remember, ramen noodles are the way to go. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Take care, YAMMIE NOOB. All right, I want to send this off to Valet. Let's see if we can do this. if there's a way to get in contact with Valentino Rossi. Okay, we're going to go to Valentino Rossi. Where's VR46.com or something like that, right? There's got to be a contact point. I'm not trying to get the guy's email address. I just want to get some sort of, support email that I could maybe get. Let's just do VR46. Shop VR46. Here we go. Okay. Wow, it's in all Italian. Ayasetta. Man, this guy's got a freaking empire, doesn't he? It's so crazy. All right, here we go. Let's find... This is the chaotic energy that I'm trying to channel. Contact us. Here we go. Let's contact. Name. YAMMIE. YAMMIE Noob. Now I'm going to do support@yammieNoob.co. Here we go. Okay, dear Valentino, I hope this email finds you well. I just wanted to reach out and tell you about this amazing discovery, blah, blah, blah. Take care. YAMMIE Noob. All right, send. All right, Valley, I hope you enjoy. This is great. I feel so productive. I feel like I can really get a lot done with this thing. This is really good. Okay, boys, we have about 4 minutes left with ChatGPT. This is a very good segment. I'm having a ton of fun doing this. Now I want to know, okay, let's do this. I want one for Fabio Quartararo, MotoGP rider, for the normies out there. No, let's do something about, okay, write a love poem about the Honda Trail 125. Whoa, okay, here we go. Says, oh, Honda Trail 125, my love for you is true. Your rugged charm, it pulls me in. Your air-cooled engine, it purrs like a kitten. I love the way you handle the trails. Your suspension smooth, it never fails. Your compact size, it's easy to maneuver. You're the perfect partner, I'll never sever. I love the way you look, so classic and bold. Your timeless style, it never grows old. You're the perfect bike, you fit me like a glove. Together we'll explore on trails high and above. Oh, Honda 125, you're my one and only. I'll cherish our rides until the end of time. My love for you will never die. You're the one for me, my Honda Trail 125. That is adorable. I love it. That's going on chat. There's actually a dude who is obsessed with Trail 125s on our server, and I'm going to add him. There we go. Just pure chaotic energy today. I love it. Boys, we have time for one more. One more. Okay, this guy on chat says, can you ask the AI which is better, Harley or sport bikes? Okay, let's do it. What's better? Okay, hold on. How do I phrase this? Which is better, Harleys or sport bikes? I feel like it's going to give me a pretty boilerplate answer. It says it is difficult to say definitively. They have unique characteristics and appeal. All right, Harley-Davidson, classic cruiser-style design, relaxed riding position, tend to be heavier and more laid-back feel, large engines. Sport bikes are known for their sleek aerodynamic design, lighter and more agile. Yeah, it's just giving me kind of a boilerplate answer about what I prefer and what I want. I wanted to show you guys what happens. Look at this. If we do write a script about the Suzuki Hayabusa in the style of YAMMIE Noob. Oh, it's doing it. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. It says, yo, what's good, everyone? It's your boy, YAMMIE Noob, here back with another motorcycle review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Suzuki Hayabusa. Now, let me tell you, this bike is no joke. It's got a 1340cc engine that can put out some serious horsepower. I mean, we're talking over 190 mile per hour top speed here. This thing is fast. So is this what you guys think I sound like? Oh my God, this is horrible. That was a quick review. Wow. Okay. I mean, it's kind of close. This is somewhat close in the style of YAMMIE Noob. What's funny is I tried doing this earlier today because I wanted to do this gag in the video, in the live stream, and it said that it wouldn't write in the YAMMIE Noob style because it wasn't like appropriate to do so without my permission. And I was like, bitch, I am YAMMIE Noob. Like, what the fuck? Which was pretty funny. But yeah, ChatGPT, AI content. There's some pretty good stuff out there. Yeah, I think this could be a recurring segment if we ask it the right questions. I've noticed that if you ask the right questions, you get better answers, obviously. So yeah, ChatGPT, let's give a little claps here. And now we're going to move on to the next portion. We're going to do the Q&A. So I'm going to jump over to Discord. I'm going to make sure you guys are still seeing me. All right, I'm picture-in-picture. Jumping over to Discord here. I asked the boys on the announcements channel to send me in some questions. So I told them here that it was Wednesday. Send me in some questions on behind the scenes. So again, if you want to join, head over to YAMMIENOOB.co. You can be a part of the Discord. It is poggers, as some folks said in the stream chat. So without further ado, let's jump in. I haven't seen these questions yet, but I will try to answer them. Where did this start? Hold on a sec. I gotta scroll down a little bit. Someone making fun of me that I use my hands to move the shield down. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see here. Scrolling. Oh my goodness. There's a lot going on. People are arguing about something. Okay, here we go. All right. Confetti Yank asked the first question. He said, Yammie, what should I get as a second motorcycle, and why is it a Janus Halcyon 250? Okay, no, I honestly, here's the thing. I don't think anybody should really get the Janus Halcyon 250. Being totally honest, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's so expensive. It's so underpriced. I know it's like this old school retro thing, like 1940s bike or whatever. Just get a Royal Enfield. You're going to be a lot better off. Second bike for you, I see that you have a Harley-Davidson Road Glide or Road King or King Kong Smash, whatever the hell they're called nowadays. Try an SV650. Let me start. I'll sprinkle you in and start getting you kind of into that sport bike lifestyle thing. I think you'd really appreciate that. Okay, your motorcycle here. Yammie, if I'm buying used, are the newer CP3 motors worth the money difference over the original CP3? Specifically interested in XSR, but I've been seeing some FJs for damn cheap too. Here's the thing. The motor on the new CP3s are better. Obviously, it's more advanced. It's Euro 5 compliant, whatever the hell, Euro 6, I don't know what we're on now. But the big difference for the newer XSRs is the frame, the geometry, and the overall handling and the feeling of the bike. Yamaha did such a good job in improving that motorcycle that I really feel like it's not worth it to even look at the old ones anymore. Honestly, those bikes are so compromised and weird. Get a newer XSR. You will thank me later. It is a fantastic motorcycle. Okay, Bikes and Mullet says, hey, Yam, I just got me a new LS2 helmet, and I was thinking about a comm system, but there's only one problem. I'm broke AF, and I was debating getting the Freecon. I've seen a good reviews. Just want to get your professional opinion, Papa Yam. I don't know what this Freecon thing is, but to be honest, when it comes to, like, lower value tech like that, I've always found that you spend the money twice because you buy something cheap, it breaks or it doesn't work, and then you gotta buy the thing again. So I would recommend, I think the entry-level Cardo is like $129 or something. It is gonna be worth it because it's gonna be reliable. So I'm not being a Cardo shill. You can get a Cena, you can get whatever you want. Obviously, we support Cardo here on the channel, but try to get something from a reputable company. I have no idea what this Freecon thing is. It looks a little strange. So that's my 2 cents. Okay. A13, what are your plans for YAMMIE NOOB with 2023? Channel is big now. Lots of strands to the business and community is diverse. So just curious to what you think might be next with it all. So I just want to keep having fun and doing cool shit, honestly. I want to give back to the community as much as possible. So in doing that, I want to keep giving away motorcycles, keep giving away interesting bikes, showing you guys a diverse and interesting kind of backdrop of motorcycling. That's why I want to try riding different stuff. Just giving you guys as much value as I possibly can. That's the big thing for 2023. And I just want to have fun while I'm doing it too. So I'm trying to get back to my roots of being a sort of memer and a shit poster because that's what I have the most fun doing. And that's kind of where I'm going with it. Quips and Guac asks, what are your thoughts with how often you should clean and lube your chain? I know some people who clean have every often 200 miles, and some folks go as long as 1,000 miles. I probably fall somewhere in between, but I wanted to know where you stood on this subject. I'm kind of like that myself. I'm between maybe like 500 to 800 miles or so. I really don't clean my chain as much as I should, to be honest. I know some people are religious about it and do it every 200 miles. To be honest, they're consumable items on the motorcycle to me, so I'm not really that concerned about keeping it super clean all the time, just because I know that I'm going to wear it out eventually. And if I get 15,000 miles or 20,000 miles out of it, I mean, a chain is like a couple $100 with the sprockets and everything else. So, not a huge deal to me, So I try to clean it as much as I can, though. If I remember it, like if I've gone and rode in the rain and it's super, wet and nasty, I usually will clean the chain. But if it's dry, I don't really think about it too much. Okay, so Ilbald says, YAMMIE NOOB, I found this kind of electronic ND lens device for skiing lenses. The kind of technology actually has low energy consumption and need for small batteries. I think it could be a thing for helmet visors. What's your opinion about that? So there are currently transistor visors available for motorcycle helmets. They're actually pretty slick and they work super, super well. So I think they already kind of exist. Okay, some people talking about different visors, having some fun there. All right. Jay-Z asks, do you wear a clear or tinted visor for street and track? Why or why not? I'm curious to see if you have any preference of one over the other. So I pretty often wear tinted visor. Reason being is that my eyes are pretty sensitive. If I get a lot of sunlight, I can't really see that well. So if I'm out there riding in the daylight, normally I will wear a tinted visor. On track, I almost always wear a tinted visor because my visibility is usually with it's reflecting the track and the sun and stuff. It's actually really, really pleasant to have a nice dark tinted visor on track or a reflective visor. I don't normally go for the clear ones. Let's see here. Facts asks, YAMMIE NOOB, how stupid would it be to get a used Suzuki Bandit 1200 after only having a month or two of riding experience? Yo, that's pretty crazy. I'm not going to lie. The reason being is that the Bandit 1200 is a big old 1200cc inline 4 motor, right? No TC, no ABS as far as I know. Pretty torquey, pretty prodigious, and that's going to be a bike that is really more reserved for that kind of, intermediate to advanced level rider. I would give yourself like at least a year, Don't just yeet yourself onto a Suzuki Bandit 1200 after a month or two of riding. You're not quite ready yet, in my opinion. Maticulous asks, would it be stupid for me to sell my 200 Duke and MT-09 with less than 5,000 miles to get an H2? Well, I don't think so. If you want it, you should get it for sure. I think an H2 is a fantastic and interesting motorcycle, and I had a lot of fun with my H2. I'm still having fun with my H2. I'm having so much fun with it, I got to go take it to the builder and get it all sorted, but I got a vlog explaining all of that. But yeah, I say do it. Okay, Rick Jones asks, my R1 I daily ride was stolen, and now I'm in the market. Well, bummer. Sorry to hear that. Looking between a 2020 Tracer 900 GT, least favorite, 2018 200 V4 Factory, 2019 Street Triple RS, or 2020 Street Triple R. Thoughts? ? Well, those are three pretty different motorcycles. I think you need to ask yourself what type of riding you do. I think that unless you're really crushing huge mileage and you really are trying to do like 300, 400, 500 miles in a day or whatever, I don't think you really need the Tracer 900 GT. If you want the luggage, for sure. But you can get luggage with the 2.0. As far as I know, you can put a tank bag or something on it. I think the 2.0 it's really spicy. It's a lot of bike, It's a lot of bike for the street. I would personally like to be closer for that Street Triple and that Tracer 900 kind of realm. I don't think the V4, it's a little much, but you daily rode an R1, so you kind of want that pizzazz and zest. But I think you need to ask yourself what kind of riding you're trying to do. So let's see here. Flux, the Protogen, how do you feel about the Buell brand? I've got 4 bikes, a 2007 FC6, 07 ZX10R, 82 Maxim, and of course, my 2005 Buell XB9, which is my favorite of all. But what's your opinion? I think Buell is super cool. I have ridden an XB9, and I thought it was really amazing, too. It handled really beautifully, but the coolest thing about it that I thought was all the engineering that went into it with the gas in the frame or the oil in the frame. I can't remember which way it works with the Buells. They're super interesting, and I just wish that they had a better engine in them. That frame and that handling was beautiful, but it had that bizarre Sportster engine in it that never really felt like it fit. So I would love to swing a leg over an EBR. The newer ones would be really, really cool. Charlemagne says, ever since you did the Z900 RS, I was wondering if you like the Z900 or the Thruxton better. I've never ridden the Z900, and I'm curious what your thoughts are since you never did a comparison. As a certified retrosexual, I need to know if my bike is king of the category. I'm obsessed with it. So I think the Thruxton's way better. it had so much more character and charm, and I love that 1200 made so much torque. That was a great motorcycle. I would happily take that over the Z900RS any day. The Z900RS was cool, and it's a great bike, but it's a little milquetoast. It's a little it's kind of a mid bike. You know, it's a mid experience. Whereas the Thruxton felt more like a 8.5 kind of bike. The Z is kind of like a 6.5. It's not quite as interesting. Okay, Nigel asks, thinking of getting a 2017 Gixxer 1000 ABS, upgrading from a 2018 Ninja 650 ABS. Whoa, big upgrade. Yeah, that's going to be a big old spicy upgrade, and I think you should definitely do it if you're understanding what it means to get into that leader bike lifestyle. That's a big old jump and a big old change, and you got to make sure that you're prepared for it. So, if you're trying to go for that Gixxer 1000 coming from a Ninja 650, just know that you're going to have to be careful with the throttle. That's a lot more bike. Adam and Ede asks, what needs to be done to get a bike that hasn't been ridden in 15 years other than fluids, batteries, and tires to get it to be rideable again? That's a big question. Also, do you think a Honda Transalp 600 would make for a good enough beginner bike? I'm in my late 20s, own a manual car, used to ride a 50cc scooter, and I'm in the process of getting my open license here in the EU. Questions related. Okay, so what needs to be done to get a bike that hasn't been ridden in 15 years other than fluids, batteries, and tires? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the basics. You'd want to check, your basic. Does it have spark? Does it have compression? Does it turn over? Does it run? Does it start? If it's a Japanese bike, it's not going to need much, and most of the stuff you're going to find on it is going to be pretty easy. You might have a reg that's out of whack or whatever. Or you might have a fuel line that's bizarre. Check the gas tank as well. If the previous owner left old gas in there, man, that's going to be a real pain in the butt. Cleaning all out those the gas tank and the fuel lines. It's not that bad, but they can get gunked up if it wasn't clean ethanol-free fuel. So yeah, or ethanol, I don't know. You know what I mean. So you're gonna want to take a look at that. The tires obviously need to be replaced. Chain and sprocket as well. You're gonna want to take a look at that. Brake pads. You're gonna have to look at everything. If it hasn't been ridden in 15 years, there's a lot on it that you're gonna have to really take a look at. You might also have issues with bearings having been seized. Check the lock to lock on the bike. You're really gonna have to do a top down. And depends on how it was taken care of too. If it was left in a garage somewhere, it may be pretty easy to get it back up to snuff. But if it was left outside, I would probably steer clear. Also, the Transalp 600 would make a great bike for you, given your specs that you told me. Fact asks, what is your opinion on RST gear? How does it compare to tried and true brands like Alpine Stars and Dainese? So I don't have any experience hands-on with RST, but I see people wearing them a lot. But I think there's a reason why Alpine Stars and Dainese are kind of cream of the crop. You can't really go wrong with either one of those, but I think RST gear would probably suit you just well. I think they're a pretty big brand. I've seen a lot of people wearing them. Probably would do good. SCA asks, since Ducati is making a V4 Diavolo, do you think they should make an entry-level one around 700 to 900 cc's? Yeah, that would be cool. I hadn't thought about that. Kind of maybe like a Sportster-esque competitor, something in that like 115 horsepower range. Maybe using the 937 from the Monster. Okay, yeah, I could get with it. That's interesting. That could work well for them. It depends on how they position it, right? If they make like a Super Meteor 650, all that sort of thing, yeah, all that good stuff. Nagatomi asking the real question, saying, there's an Ask Yam channel, but he did not realize it's for the stream, but that's okay. Matthew asks, you had mentioned the Guzzi Mondello, apparently someone in the comments got crazy about that. It's definitely an interesting bike. I'm honestly not even sure what the competition would be. Maybe a BMW R1250 RS or a Yamaha Tracer 9. YAMMIE Noob doesn't do a whole lot of content about sport touring dad class of bikes, but I'd be interested in a ride and review for sure. When's that Paris to Dublin Tiger video coming out? Oh, great question. I'm doing that very soon. I actually requested to keep the Tiger longer so I could do that one. That one's going to be fun. But yeah, I don't really know what the Mandello really competes with, to be honest, because it's like this kind of upmarket bike. I mean, I think you're right on the money, right? The BMW R1250 RS, not the GS, the more sport touring one. The Yamaha Tracer 9, although the price point's a little bit different. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to say, but it's super cool. I mean, Active Aero, it's a cool bike. All right, what else do we have here? Andrew asks, I saw the video for the SV650, MT07, and Z700, but those were for new. I want to get my wife one of these bikes, but the new ones with the BS dealer chargers are dumb. What would you recommend in those being like 5 years old? Can't go wrong with an SV650, I got to say. MT07s hold their value stupidly well, and people love to hold on to them for forever, so it's one of those things. All right, last 2 questions. Ace of Heart asks, looking to get a Z400 as my first bike. One of the first mods I want to do is an exhaust, but I don't want it to be too loud. Just sound better. Do you have a good recommendation? Just do a little slip-on. Just do, you can get a really simple slip-on from Leo Vinci or whatever for like $300-400. We did one for a young lady who came through here. The shop. It was super fun. It made it a lot louder and more fun, and I liked it. Irish Trash, last question, asks, well, since we're on the subject, XSR 900 or MT09 SP? If you can find one, an MT09 SP would be pretty sick, but the XSR looks really cool too. But I think the MT09 SP is the one to get. So let's jump over to YouTube chat. Some folks here. Looks like, all right, we got a guy here. Dropped me $10. Thank you so much. He says, went from a Z125 to a Street 500 to an MT07 in 2 years of riding, and wow, what a difference. I was wondering if I should change to a Trident. The MT feels so fast to me. Yeah. The MT07 is actually a pretty peppy little bike, and it can really make a big difference. You definitely shouldn't upgrade to a Trident because it's going to be kind of a lateral move, you know? Going from, an MT07 to a Trident is kind of a lateral move, you know? So, yeah. All right, let's see if anyone else. I feel bad if someone dropped a little bit of cash. I want to make sure that we get to their question. Okay, Rimuru Tempest, $10. Thank you so much. Says just passed my MSF and got my 2023 Kawasaki Ninja ZX-10R. Gonna add a full system SC Project exhaust. You can't be serious. Don't. We literally just asked ChatGPT if you should start on a 600. It said no. You don't start on a 1000. Please tell me that's not true. That would be horrible. Let me make sure we got nobody else here that dropped some cash. I want to make sure. Thank you so much. You really didn't need to do that, but thank you. And yeah, now we can hang out with the chat a little bit here. Joe Slow asks, Discord link question mark. You want to make sure that you head over to YAMMIENOOB.co, and you can become a member. And yeah, we'll hang out that way for the Discord. All right. This is, I think this chat is a little old here. I don't know. I don't know how the YouTube chat works for the stream. I saw a bunch of people, I saw comments flying by, so I don't think this is everything that happened. But, yeah. Oh, Shooter Bud asks, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. You guys really don't have to donate money. It's crazy. Says, would a R6 be a good 5th bike if all I've ridden is scooters for 5 years? Currently have a 500cc scooter. I think so. I mean, if you've had that much motorcycling experience, I could see you definitely being all right on an R6. I don't think you'd have much of an issue with that. Should be okay. Yeah, should be all right there. Let me move back here to full picture for you guys. Yeah, we're back in full picture here so you can see my beautiful face because we're about to start the final section of this live stream. This has already been a ton of fun. We got a fantastic poem read out about the about Rossi and pizza, and we sent him our love letter, which was great. Kayak Man's asking, what do you think about the R7? Man, I hate to be that guy, but if you go on YouTube and you type in YAMMIE NOOB R7, man, we've got at least 15 videos about that bike. I've got my full comprehensive ride and review on it. I've got track day testing with it. We got comparisons. So much content on the R7. We really milked that bike dry. I'm not going to lie. We did every video and more with that thing. But suffice it to say, I'll give you my kind of lowdown on it. Really cool bike. It works really well for the category it's designed for. Yamaha did a lot of great things in getting the frame to work well for its intended purpose, right? It comes from the MT-07, so it's got that steel tubular frame, but the geometry is a little more aggressive. They changed a couple things on it. They added a really good master cylinder, so you got good braking pressure. Great kind of mid-tier, intermediate level sport bike. If you got one of those, you would be set for 2 years easy for track day sort of stuff, and you'd never need anything else. Absolutely not. Okay, Outlaw asks one question here, and then we got to move on to the last portion of this live stream. Thank you so much for everybody who's joined in. I really appreciate it. Outlaw asks, what is the difference between the Gixxer Thau and the Gixxer 1000R? All I can tell is the screen is reversed. What else? Now, I don't have the deep Suzuki lore on hand here, but I don't really know. I always thought that the Gixxer 1000R is the super sport, and I think I'm not really sure what the Gixxer 1000 is without the R at the end. So I'm not sure. All right, last question here. Buck Rogers, hey Gams, do you know Gixxer Bra? I don't know who that is. Maybe you can drop me a link or something. I have no idea. Isaac, okay, one last question here. Isaac asks, looking to buy my first bike, wanting to ride many miles, interested in Sportster 1200, anything else you recommend, not necessarily a cruiser. So if you want to ride many, many miles, honestly, I would recommend something, as much as I'm going to hate saying it, something like a Versa 650 or a V-Strom 650, kind of those mid-tier, intermediate, like sport touring kind of offerings. Those are pretty good. All right, Timothy, you dropped some cash here. I feel obligated now. Okay, he says, I got a Ninja 650 a few months ago, but I really want a 1000, debating an R1 or a BMW S1000RR. I just got into riding a couple months ago and love the vids. Boys, why are you trying to jump the gun? Why are you trying to jump the gun and jump into a 1000cc bike like a couple months into it? Give yourself some time. Give yourself some time to see if this is something you really want to do, you know? I mean, get like an XSR 900. If you want to get something like properly fast, I mean, the mid-level naked bikes are super fast. Like super fast. Like if you decide to get like a like what is this guy saying? Hold on. Okay, let me answer this guy's question really quick. Timothy says, he wants an R1, wants a 1000. Go for a mid-level naked bike, okay? Go for that, like Street Triple, Duke 890. That's a nice upgrade from your 650 and is going to feel way, 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 way faster, right? Way faster. Okay, boys, let's move on to the last portion of the stream today. I'm actually going to go back into picture-in-picture mode because we got something to point out here. So we're going to do two things. I'm going to talk about this Royal Enfield liquid-cooled 450cc single-cylinder little scrambler thing. Really interesting bike. And then I'm going to tell you guys what my top 3 favorite bikes for 2022 were. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's discuss this Royal Enfield. Let me make sure I'm in picture-in-picture mode. There we go. I'm in picture-in-picture. Good to go. Okay, so if you don't know, Royal Enfield obviously makes the kind of retro, classic, air-cooled, easy-going sort of thing. And now we've got spy shots of a liquid-cooled single-cylinder 450. This is really interesting for a lot of reasons. Number one, this is one of the most advanced engines they've made, a liquid-cooled 450 single-cylinder. Now, don't expect like a freaking motocross 450 or anything like that. That's not what's happening here with Royal Enfield. They're probably going to producing something closer to like a DRZ 400 spec motor, something that, is going to be much more reliable, much more kind of like low maintenance, because that's their whole thing, right? They want easygoing, simple bikes that a lot of people can buy. So they're not going to get a like crazy advanced 450 and anything like this, but from what I'm seeing here in the spy shots, man, this looks pretty good, honestly. Like, I'm seeing a big rack back here that you could put something on. I'm seeing this nice clean exhaust pipe going out back here. No twin shocks, mono shock, very nice, right? Steel tubular frame design here. I can't tell if it's a cradle, but it doesn't look like it. Honestly, this might be a stressed member, which is kind of crazy. I see a little bit of a skid plate. These look like those Pirellis that come on the Ducati Scrambler. And this looks like a really handsome little bike. And we see that nice big radiator right there too. That's super cool. So I think this... Oh, we got a Hornet in here. Oh boy. I hate wasps. And we got one right above my head. All right, well, I'm just going to power through. And if he gets near me, you guys will see me do some karate jujitsu shit and kill this thing. Because I hate hornets. Not the bike. Love those. But I don't like wasps. Anyways. So this thing is pretty cool. We've got it kind of looks like a 1717 setup. It doesn't look like it would be a 19 setup. I'm not really sure. But it's much more modern looking than anything else that they've been throwing out there. So yeah, it's a pretty sweet looking ride. Right side up suspension on this bad boy, so nothing too crazy right there. I got my eye on this Wasp over here, folks. We're going to wrap up this stream pretty lickety-split because I'm going to have to kill this thing. and y'all don't pay for that. So, yeah, it says in here in the article that although the use of the 17-inch alloy wheels instead of the 1917 from the Scram 411, it kind of eliminates that scrambler elements, but I think this is a really big step forward for them. And I know for a fact they're going to price this super, super, super well, and they're going to give it some cool colorways too, which is something that Royal Enfield has been doing so much of, which is super cool too. They've been coming through with the cool colors. The Scram 411 has all these cool colors with it too, and I think this bike is, the styling is just classic and handsome, and if they price it anywhere near like, I don't know, $6,000 or whatever, they're going to sell bucket loads of these. And Royal Enfield just seems like they can do no wrong right now. They're just selling so many great bikes. So, still in the prototype stage, but this big luggage thing to me, this big rack right here, that's really cool. It tells you the intended use for this, kind of an urban dwelling, urban commuting sort of bike. The monoshock is really interesting too. But it's really impressive that Royal Enfield is cranking out new engines, and I think if they launch this and then a 650cc Himalayan, man, like they're really going places with these motorcycles, and they're doing it super intelligently too. I think Royal Enfield's definitely a brand to keep your eye on, and it's gonna definitely be a pretty killer motorcycle, I think. Yeah, we'll be excited to test ride this one if we ever get the chance. Just looks like a good standard classic motorcycle, liquid cooled 450. You'll love to see it. All right, folks. So that's the bit of news. I just wanted to cover that really quick. The last thing I wanted to do today was go over my top 3 motorcycles for 2022. Okay, so top 3 bikes for 2022. We're going to start with third place. It's going to go to the Honda Goldwing. Now, you guys might be surprised. You're like, my God, Yammie, the Honda Goldwing, really? Like, you rated that third? Like, out of all the bikes you rode in 2022, which I counted it up, they were 36 different bikes I rode in 2022. Yeah, dude, Goldwing really surprised me. Like, I did not expect it to be so freaking good. It is such a refined, perfectly adapted object for what it needs to be. For a long-distance crushing kind of motorcycle, you just cannot beat the Goldwing. The Goldwing is the absolute gold standard, no pun intended, no wordplay intended, rather, for the long-distance segment. There's just no other bike I would ever want. Like, I've tried big touring Harleys, I've tried ADV bikes. There's nothing like a Goldwing. My God, like, when I rode that, I couldn't believe how easy it would be to just rack on miles with this thing. You wouldn't even feel it. You wouldn't even be tired. You still get the most of the experience of riding on 2 wheels, although it is kind of car-like in a lot of ways. You still get that experience, and yet it's in this package that is just so put together, so good, so comprehensive. Like, there's nothing like a Goldwing. I was thoroughly blown away when I rode it, and I think it's just a fantastic piece of kit. I've yet to ride a motorcycle that does better long distance than a Goldwing. It simply blew me away. Okay, number 2 for favorite bikes of 2022. I gotta rate the Street Fighter V4S, man. That thing is really impressing me. I'm riding it more and more now because the weather's getting a little warmer. And the more I ride it, the more I just can't believe that we have that kind of technology available to us as lay people, right? In a naked bike with a warranty that is still usable and comfortable and good for everyday riding. The biggest compliment I can give the Street Fighter V4S is that Nico, our intern, he rode it yesterday for the first time. We were coming back from Motivation because we flashed the bike and we picked up a fun goodie for the Aprilia Tuono 660. And we rode back, and he wasn't really scared of it much. When he rode the H2, he was terrified, right? Which makes sense. But he rode the Ducati Street Fighter V4S, a 200-plus horsepower naked bike. He wasn't really scared at all. He was like, oh, this is a great, competent street bike. I feel good on it. This is nice. This is a 17-year-old kid. Granted, he has 2 years of racing experience, but, racing little bikes, R3s and stuff like that, not an R6, not an R1. And so this is a lot more power than he's used to, and yet he really, really enjoyed it, and he thought it was comfortable and nice. And honestly, I think the bike, we did the exhaust and the flash, and because it's YouTube and you have to get the sound for everything, right? But I really thought that the sound on the Street Fighter V4S and the way it made its power and how it went about its business with the stock exhaust system was pretty much perfect. I personally, for me, if it was my bike, I probably would not have put that particular exhaust on it because it is just stupidly ungodly loud. The bike stock was awesome. It made a great sound. It performed beautifully smoothly everywhere. And that's the magic trick that the Ducati plays. It's got this beautiful throttle response to it. It never feels lurchy. It never feels like it's going to rip your head off. Really dialed in. I think it's definitely one of my favorite bikes I rode in 2022 and still riding beyond in 2023. Really, really cool motorcycle. So, what was first place? My favorite bike of the year of 2022. Let's get a drum roll, please. Yamaha VMAX. Yeah, I know. Okay, the 2009 Yamaha VMAX. I finally rode one. I really liked it. I really liked it. I really want to get one now after the H2 and do like a supercharger on it for sure. I thought it was so cool. I couldn't believe how much top-end punch that a 1700cc engine makes. It is just outrageous. Just the feeling of the VMAX is unlike anything else. Even the old one too, the OG, the 89 that he had that we were able to ride as well. That was super cool, but the new one, the 2009, that was a special bike. And there's really nothing quite like it. You get a stupid amount of torque because it's a big old 1700cc engine, and then you rev it out. It doesn't feel possible with what it's doing. It doesn't feel like a bike that's that big can go that fast and rev that hard. It's crazy. And it's just fun, too. Like, it's a fun bike. It doesn't feel like this big, lopey, stupid cruiser. It's just a good time on the VMAX. So, honestly, that's my number one pick for 2022. Love the way the VMAX felt. Love the way it rode. Like the way it looked with the big air intakes and all that. The only thing I would change in the VMAX, the sound is not really what I'm looking for in a V4. I've got experience with the Tuono, the RSV4, the Ducati Street Fighter V4. Those V4 engines are truly special. They're angry, they're nasty, they're burbly. The Yamaha VMAX doesn't really do that. It kind of sounds like a ginormous parallel twin. It's got a decent sound, but it's not an amazing sound. But I wonder if it got a full exhaust on it or something, you could maybe make it sound really, really special. But it didn't have quite that special character that I look for in exhausts. So that's why I rated the VMAX a little bit lower. But those are my top three picks for 2022. So we had third place Goldwing, second place Street Fighter, and first place VMAX, baby. Really, really love the VMAX. Guys, I'm going to hang out on chat here for the next 5 minutes or so, just kind of hanging out, taking it easy a little bit, and then I'm gonna check out. Whoa, Donut Media, leaving me a little comment here. Thank you so much, appreciate it. What's up, guys? All right, Alex Louie chopped up in the struggle hoodie. Hey, we're always struggling out here, man. If you ain't struggling, you ain't living. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's see. This guy says, Yo, Yammy, are we doing any of the group meetings at Meteor on SoCo? Is that maybe for bicycling? I'm not sure. I'm maybe going to try doing that. Joe Trammell asking the real questions. Where is the Wasp at? That's a great question. He is not. I don't have visual on him, but if I do, after this stream, he's going to get got. Chaperone says, I want to see karate jiu-jitsu shit. Hell yeah. Can't believe that Donut dropped a comment on the chat. That's awesome. I love those guys. They've started doing a few motorcycle bits of content, which is pretty cool. All right, Kryptonic asks, what's the best place to buy a used motorcycle? Anywhere you can find it, really. I would avoid Facebook Marketplace. That place is cursed as hell. But, Cycle Trader, those sort of things, also pretty good. Joe says, thank you for saying my last name right. You're welcome. I just gave it my best. Okay, LUT asks a question here. Looking to buy my first bike. I'm 6'5" and will be using to commute and ride to work whenever I want. Cruisers catch my eye, but I'm open to recommendations. To be honest, I don't think you'd fit that great on a cruiser. I think you're going to struggle a little bit. Like a Sportster or something is really, even for me, it feels awkward. At 6'5", you're quite tall. Honestly, I think an ADV or a dual sport, you're going to be a little bit wider and bigger on that bike. So you'll have a ton of fun. Martin asks, do you still ride dirt bikes? Absolutely. I want to tell you guys, just because you don't see it on YouTube does not mean that I don't do it. I have a personal life, and I do a lot of stuff outside of YouTube, and I love riding my dirt bike. Still got my Husky, still got my KTM, still loving it. Still loving it so much. Second site asks, what other channels are you looking to collab with this year? I mean, shit, Donut was up there. That'd be killer, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. I think we're too small to work with them. They're like 6 million subs or something like that. There's a couple music producers that I'd love to work with because I want to create more of those kind of fun, memey music video type of things. And Shade Tree Surgeon, always out there. Just got to fly over to Florida and become a Florida man with them, and I think that'd be a ton of fun. So we will see. All right, boys, I think I'm going to log off here. This has been a ton of fun. Be sure to always tune in Wednesdays at 4:30. Most Wednesdays, I will be doing these. Next Wednesday, I will not be here because I will be international, so I won't be able to do a big live stream show like this, but we'll be back in action on the next one. But thanks so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And, yeah, see y'all later.